Nita and co-create deserve a round of applause for the session we've had today on cryptocurrency, open source, information security, and now we are on AI. So my presentation would be a bit skewed because I will be speaking more about AI and using and applying AI into improving workforce productivity. As you can see, my name is Deji. I'm CTO and co-founder at SeamlessHR. Please give me like 3 minutes to really talk about SeamlessHR. Then I would go into the real conversation on employee productivity and how do we use AI to actually maximize it. And from what she said, most people use AI as consumers, but how do we actually use it as an enabling factor within our workforce? SeamlessHR is African leading SaaS application, and when I started this with my partner, what was on our mind was how do we actually improve Africa's productivity? How do we enable businesses to optimize their resources better and improve productivity? And that's how we started SeamlessHR. How do we build something out of Africa and allow us use software the way we want it to be? It wasn't that there were no other softwares before. There were lots of softwares, foreign softwares, but the use cases for Africa is different. The use cases in Nigeria is different. I remember we built the first MVP in about 6 weeks, thereabouts, and when we tried to launch it to the market, we saw that the way Company A runs payroll is different from Company B. The way these people apply for leave is different from this, and it's not because they want to be rebellious or they don't want to apply global standards, but the use cases are very different, which calls for us building an homegrown software which spread across Africa. We have, I know the banner says about 500, but since when that banner has been, we are almost 1,000 companies using SeamlessHR across 17 countries, over 200 staff, and several data points. And SeamlessHR's goal is everything you want to do in your HR everything in one place. You remember the days where recruitment is in one Excel sheet, payroll is on a paper, payroll is on another Excel sheet, and you are doing this on some other software. What if you bring everything together? And that's why I highlighted the data point, where you are able to see an employee's life cycle all in one place, from performance to recruitment to onboarding to confirmation to offboarding to actually doing appraisals, everything in one place, so that an employee has a life cycle and you can see the people who are hired at this point, are they the ones leaving now? What's the correlation between people that are immigrating to the people I trained or I did this kind of onboarding for? You can see all that data together. And we are across Africa, in Nigeria, Kenya, East Africa, Francophone countries, and all that. And that's we building. The first step is, and which will take me to what's the future, is we started with HR, which you will see here, HR and payroll, and we built another software on procurement management and layering finance on it. And the goal, while we are doing all this, which is taking me to employee productivity, is what's one of the biggest things, what are the resources that are important to an organization? 3 of them: resources, people, finances, and assets. Those are like the resources an organization have. People where you have talent, you have full-time staff, you have partners, you have shareholders. Finances, which means you have a lot of money, dollars, nairas, in different currency, and you have several assets. And arguably, several quotes have come up that the most important resource are the people. Imagine, I'll tell you a story. There was a time we raised, about 2 years ago, we raised millions of dollars. It was supposed to be a good thing, right? But personally, as the chief technology officer, I was scared because now there's money in the bank and people are expecting results. Well, now you have these millions of dollars. So I need us to make this kind of revenue. How do we find the people to build it? How do you find the developers? How do you find the sales team? How do you find the people? And as you are even increasing your capacity, you are increasing the people, you need to be sure they are productive. You need to be sure they are happy. You need to have managers on them. So one of the most important resources are the people. Steve Jobs, who is one of my biggest mentors, says great things in business are never done by one person. They are always done as a collection of team efforts. There are several quotes everywhere. Treat your people right and your customers will be happy. People are very important, and it speaks to productivity. For a company to be really productive, they have the purpose, you have people who are working with a process, and if you optimize that, you would be able to, your company will go places and be able to achieve its results. What are the pillars of productivity? I'm going to talk about this when I go to the next slide, which is now about why we are here, which is artificial intelligence. Performance management, skill and development and training, recognition and reward. And the summary of all this is building a culture where the people feel welcome, where they feel at home, and they are able to do their best work. Steve Jobs also said that for you to do very well in life, you have to do a work that you count as meaningful. And for a work to be meaningful, it has to be something you believe in, something you trust, and something you love to do, not just something you are doing, I'm just here to make money. Very soon I would leave. Now, there's a guy called Martin Ford. In 2015, he wrote a book which he called The Rise of Robots. And he was talking about technology and the problems. I was talking about AI, robots, technology, and the threats and how it can lead to loss of jobs. About 3 years later, he wrote another book, which he called The Rules of Robots, which he has seen that artificial intelligence necessarily would not lead to the loss of job, but it's another technology advancement that is coming up. And he related it to electricity, internet. Let's cast our mind back a bit. I could go prehistorical age and talk about steam engines, talk about fire, but let's stay with electricity. When electricity was created, it was a technological advancement, and because of electricity, you are able to build so many things on it. Lights, turbines, electric system, even till today, people are building things based on electricity. Electricity itself is not the solution, it's a rail where you can build so many things on it. Then came internet, and as a speaker said earlier on, with internet, communication become easier. People were using emails. On top of that, you have search engines, you have websites, you have cloud infrastructures, you have e-commerce, smart homes, Internet of Things, and so many things are riding on internet right now. And I remember telling some people about this, and will it be streamed live? Can I watch this conference live? You have internet. Something can happen in the US within the next 1 second. You're watching it here. We are able to watch several things based on internet. Now, there is artificial intelligence. I don't think it's something of the future. It's here already. Some people are using it already. How many people have watched the latest release of Samsung S24? Okay, please engage. I'm sure people have watched it, yeah, which is tagged the AI phone. And one of the most selling things on that phone is artificial intelligence. How it can translate languages real time, how you are able to generate responses real time, how you can have keyboards that are powered by ChatGPT and so many other things. Apple released a statement a few days ago and said the new iPhone is going to they are going to take AI to the next level. So you can imagine what's going to come out. AI is here already. So it's not a future thing, but AI, again, is a rail on which you can build so many things on it. So AI is not just about ChatGPT, it's not just about Gen AI. There are so many things you can build. And we need, and I'm happy NIDA is here for technology advancement. I'm happy technology leaders are here also. But the thing is that we need to ensure we are not just consumers. We are building on top of it. We are looking at our businesses and saying, how can we enhance AI how can we leverage on AI to improve our businesses? Like every technology advancement, electricity, for example, is a two-edged sword. AI is also a two-edged sword. It has vast benefits. With AI, which Samsung is doing right now, gives them competitive advantage, give them better access to market. There are so many people buying that phone now because of those AI features. Again, AI, like every other technology advancement, has its risk. Cybersecurity, artificial imitation, hallucination, which is something people have to be a bit careful of in terms of ChatGPT. I know people just go, ChatGPT, I want to do this, and he writes it. I've seen someone actually, she was actually said, ChatGPT said this, it has to be true. Like, because ChatGPT said this, it has to be true. But the truth is, most Gen AI also hallucinates. There are some things that don't exist, they just create it and form it together, and it's called hallucination. It doesn't really exist. And they just form it, and yeah, it doesn't. And especially in this part of the world, where our data pipes or our data lines are not that open. What I mean is Africa, Nigeria, where you don't have so much data that are publicly available for those generative AI to actually work on. So he has this risk where you get something on ChatGPT and you are defending it and say, oh, this is very true, but whereas it's just hallucination. Then cost, because AI is also expensive, like cloud. So how do we use AI? I'm going to give 4 use cases just to quickly round up. I can mention up to 25. I'm just going to use 4 use cases on how can we leverage AI to improve productivity. Robotic process automation, chatbots, administrative, automations, right? There are so many things, and because I sell a software on automating procurement and also HR software, you see so many things people apply for or people do on the system which are repetitive. For example, HR professionals, finance, who runs payroll every month, is the same thing they do. They look at the results and see, what if I'm able to automate that and ensure that HR people are actually doing the work they are supposed to do instead of just going to click a button, set up all this, and doing all that stuff. Automation is something that is happening already. RPAs, robotic process automation, then customer support. That's a big thing that companies or systems can use. For example, people that contact support almost ask for the same thing all the time. Why is my internet down? Why can't I log in? There's a fake transaction I saw. If you have so much data, which there's a company in Nigeria that actually did that, or HMO company, and they were able to respond to HMO requests. I think they reduced it by almost 4,000 times. They're able to respond to HMO approval requests in like 10 seconds maximum. And who was responding? It was actually a bot. So when you send a request, what the humans will look at, the bot has already been trained to look at it and has looked at past email exchanges that has happened, and is able to do that. That's one of the benefits of AI. Also, data insights into decision making. There's a lot of data being generated across board in different industries, whether in telecoms, finance, HR, and having access to that will enhance decision making. There's a lot of data, and you can use that for descriptive analysis, prescriptive analysis, and also predictive analysis. What if you're on your dashboard, which is something we're working on in SeamlessHR, and you're able to say, oh, it's likely these people resign in 2 months' time. It's like, for economic reasons, I think you should hire more people in sales because this are going to happen. And we are not just looking at data within your organization, data industry-wide, across policies, across what people are doing, prescriptive and also predictive. And the biggest and the big thing on now is generative AI, which is amazing, like super amazing. Analysis, translation, media processing, and instead of you trying to create all these things yourself. For example, she said she was going to send an email. Creating an email can actually take up to 20 minutes, but you can use ChatGPT to do that. Even for developers within my organization, instead of, oh, I want to create this, use Gen AI, create. We want to do code review. AI would actually do a better code review than you just looking at it, then add the human feelings to it. Also, career management, suggesting the right career. What courses should this person be taking? What's the link between their performance, their appraisal, to the career, to actually their pay and their career management? And the third one, because of time, the last one, because of time, is pay benefit optimization. Someone asked this question: can AI set the perfect salary? Remember, the perfect salary necessarily doesn't mean that's the highest salary. There was a debate that was ongoing that I had with someone that said, we increased some of our staff's salary. Guess what happened within 6 months or 1 year? They all jackpot. Sorry, they immigrated. So maybe the increase was not the perfect salary. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. Because you put them in a band where they can now say, okay, I can apply for visa, I can do this, I can do all that stuff, in quotes. But AI looking at data, looking at vast amount of what's this bank paying this set of people, what's this person supposed to be, is setting salaries based on pay equity, gender, industry, ethnicity, education. Then also, what's the best compensation package for this particular person? For certain individuals, best compensation package might be give them a car or give them a driver. Still keep their salary the same. They are happier than you giving them more money, or give them more leave allowance, or give them more access to mortgage, or it might even be you are giving them access to earned wage access. For example, your blue-collar workers, for example, who needs money every time. Or it might be like pay them every week, or pay them or every day. Let them have access to the wages they've earned. AI, looking at vast amount of data, would be able to predict that, and also automating those packages on different systems, and you being able to get the reports and results for that. Those are 4 use cases I would leave you with, and I would conclude with this quote: let's harness the transformative power of AI to create a future where AI and humans work together to improve productivity. And how do you do that? Like I said, AI can be expensive. I was at a conference in Kenya last year, and some people have spent almost $1 million trying to set up data lakes, data pipes, warehousing, and all that. But with the advent of AI, it means you can of Gen AI, it means you can start small. You probably don't even need to build the infrastructure yourself. You can use API calls as long as you use this responsibly, use partnership, and more importantly, literacy is important. Like everyone in your organization, keep teaching them about AI, keep educating them. And the consideration, I'm happy the policymakers are here, NIDA is here, creating the right policy and governance. While it might be a bit too early, so as not to limit innovation, but they need to be involved in the conversation. Responsible deployments, data protection, where is the data, what data are they using, how safe are the platforms you are using, then continuous training. And I would add by saying that I think AI should be added to the curriculum. I think NIDA should be, maybe I'm appealing to NIDA to actually find a way that every university should have, not necessarily a course, right? But, okay, when I mean a course, not necessarily a career path, right? But a course maybe in computer science, engineering, where AI has to be something people have to get in front of, and it has to be compulsory. Thank you very much.
Round of applause. Thank you so much.